Hey everyone, I'm Irma or Irma, and I'm back with another video because I was reading The Alchemist. Actually, it is my second time reading it. First time read it while I was on a trip. I went to Italy for my mom's birthday, something she really wanted to do for most of her life, and we finally got to do it. And so picked up the Alchemist after hearing about it through a interview with the artist Russ, and it really felt like a book I needed to read at the moment. And so yeah, I ended up reading it while I was in Italy, and obviously there's like some pieces of it that definitely stuck with me, and the one that stuck with me the most out of the book was this quote here, which is, and when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. And the book is really about like self-discovery. It's about like realization. It's about listening to yourself. It's about kind of like following your true purpose in life, whatever that is. And of course, I think a lot of us don't know what our true purpose is, but there's kind of this sense in the book, this takeaway around trying and like exploring new things, being open-minded, failing, listening, right? Like listening to yourself, taking in input from others, but really again coming back to yourself and like trusting your gut with what it is that you really want to do in this life. But when this quote comes up, Santiago, who's the main character in the book, he's met I don't remember what the character's name was. I think his name was, I see it here, Melchizedek. Melchizedek. And he basically is this guy that Santiago meets, and he claims to be the king of Salem, gives Santiago these two stones that are supposed to help him, as he's kind of going through this journey of life. And while they're talking, he says to Santiago the quote that I mentioned earlier, which was, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you achieve it. And that quote itself, like every time I've read that page like so many times, because I think that whole scenario, it's so life-changing for Santiago, like as a little boy kind of exploring, like figuring out like what he wants to do in life. He doesn't want to herd sheep his whole life. He doesn't want to, work with his father. He wants like more. He feels like there's more out there for him. And so he's kind of like not sticking to the path, right, that like society or like your parents want you to take. And so this quote, I guess, like for me, I've really kind of leaned into this quote because I feel like, when you want the thing, and I think this is where it gets tricky because like there's like want, there's desire, there's like unhealthy desires, things like that. But I think when you truly believe that like, let's say you're meant to, like, you just want to help people. I think when you want that to come true in your life, you start taking the actions to get you there. And I think it gets to the point where like you no longer think about, let me try really hard to like make this happen, but you start following kind of the omens, right? The signs, the signals that kind of lead you to be able to help more people in life. Maybe that's saying yes to an opportunity. Maybe that's saying no to a job that, it's going to take you away, going to like reduce your energy to be able to contribute or to volunteer or to help the people that you want to help or to put your name out there or to build art, like whatever it is. It's like, there's something really beautiful around like realizing that there is something within you, right, that is meant to be expressed. You might not know what that is, but there's like this recognition and awareness that like every step that I'm taking in this life is going to lead me to whatever that is. And, I think sometimes people think about the universe and it's like very woo-woo or like woohoo. And people don't really like think about what the universe is kind of conspiring or that it's even involved in our day-to-day. But I really believe that it is. Like, we are all like one, and like the universe, it's like we're part of the universe and the universe is part of us. So like everything that we do in this life is so that, one, we can experience the things, but also so the universe can experience the things, learn from it, take whatever it can from it to go on to the next step, to open the next chapter or to close a previous chapter. And I think there's this like awareness around like what can happen when you really allow yourself to follow your truth, to trust in the process, to allow yourself to like take the risk, take the next step, see what happens. And I think as you start doing more of that, like not only does it build confidence in you and your soul and your mind and your body and all of that, but it really, I think, gives the universe this like sign that like, hey, this person, like they're really following their true path. They are not scared of it. Or maybe they are a little scared, but they're still going. They're still trying. They're still exploring and learning new things. And again, like leaning in. And I know like leaning in again is like, oh, do we really love that word? I don't know. But like there's this like maybe surrender or like letting go of fear that happens, I think, when you really start to like live in your truth, because you know you're no longer in your head, you're acting, you're flowing, and the doing that you're doing is not forced, it's not structured, it's just like, this is just what I'm supposed to be doing. So as I read this quote, come back to it all the time, and it really reminds me personally that like when I feel present, when I feel really good about a decision that I'm making, like that is a really good sign. That is me opening a door. That's maybe me closing a past door that I opened and haven't realized yet that is not really the door I'm supposed to go down. It's really giving me that ability to realize, right? It's like these realizations that like things do happen, things can be expressed, and like I can express those things by following my truth, right? Like if I am living in my truth every single day, I know that the universe and like myself, we're like working together. We're creating joy, we're creating happiness, we're creating fun, we're creating. And I think that's a really beautiful piece about kind of getting to this place with yourself, is like trusting that like you're making the right decisions at the end of the day, not being ashamed of the decisions that you're making, and experimenting, right? Life is so much about experimenting, but things that you are interested in, didn't know you were interested in, like allowing all of those just all of those things to come towards you and allow them to flow towards you. And I guess the point of this video is, if you haven't read The Alchemist, check it out. I mentioned to one of my friends, like it's one of those books that like kind of find you when you need it. But also if you're interested in it, like, hey, maybe this is a sign. And also that like, you should trust yourself. You should trust in the process, trust in yourself, trust in the process, lean into what feels good, lean away from what doesn't feel great. And the more that you want something, the more that you are aware of what that is, and are leaning into the things that lead you or start to feel like you're kind of going in the right direction, like follow that. Don't doubt it is my biggest thing. Like if you can, don't doubt yourself. Like don't doubt where you're going, because like you are going to end up where you need to be. And maybe you'll kind of take a bunch of different paths to get there, but like you'll get to where you need to be. And when you get to that point, there will be more places to go, right? So it's like, don't lose faith in the fact that you can't do something, because you can. And there is that for you out there. So just be. Don't question, don't doubt, and just allow, I think, right? Like allow things to enter your space, evaluate it, analyze it, experiment with it, chuck it away if it's not good, maybe keep it around if it is, and yeah, follow that path. All right, that's all for me. Peace.